So today we are going to do another reading small group, and we're going to be focusing on historical fiction, which is the unit that you guys are actually going to be going into next. Okay, so let me share my screen and I'll start us off, and then I will give you the link once I've explained what we're going to do. So on this first page of the Jamboard, you see the blue sticky notes. So the blue sticky notes are just some sentences, some details from a text. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about which of these details give you a clue about the feeling or the mood of the setting. So like, which of these details can help you to picture what the setting feels like what it feels like where the story takes place. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose your marker tool, which is right here. You're going to pick the color that matches your name. So Melanie, you're green, Jonathan, you're blue, Vanessa, you're yellow, and Roberto, you're red. Okay. So you'll pick the color, and then you're going to circle any of the details or the clues that you think tell you about the mood of the place. Okay, does that sound good? I'm going to share the link with you. In the chat. Okay, there you go. Go ahead and come on into the Jamboard. Okay, great. I see you guys all in there. So let's look at the first one. They were pretending they were great explorers. Does that tell you about the feeling of the setting?
No.
No, so don't circle that one. Go ahead and keep reading through the rest and see which ones you should circle. So Jonathan,
Okay.
yeah, I definitely agree with you, Jonathan. That gives me a feeling of like scary, right? They heard a boom. It sounded like thunder. That definitely contributes to the mood. Which other ones contribute to the mood? She had never seen so many ships in her life. Yeah, that means like a surprised feeling, right? Isabel paused to catch her breath. That one doesn't. So one of you thinks, so Melanie, you think that doesn't really contribute to the mood, but Vanessa, it looks like you're debating with her about that. All right. Okay, great work, you guys. Okay, so go ahead and stop. And then I want you to come back to Zoom. So come back to where you can see me. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see me. Okay, awesome. All right. So today what we are going to work on is we're going to be reading analytically. And I want to teach you that when we read, we're looking for clues that give us ideas about the feeling of the setting or the mood of the setting. And so we're going to be asking ourselves the question, which details give us clues about the feeling or the mood of the setting? So let's go ahead and let's try this work together. I'm going to read the text. And as I'm reading, I'm going to highlight the details that I think give me an idea about the feeling or the mood of the setting. So here we go. Isabel paused to catch her breath. The humid breeze fluttered the leaves of the palm trees, and the sun beat down. Isabel and her little brother, actually, I'm going to stop there. The sun beat down. This feels pretty intense, right? Gives me like an idea of the feeling. Okay, let's keep going. Isabel and her little brother Felipe were supposed to be home doing chores, but it was too nice outside to be stuck inside cleaning. Instead, she had convinced Felipe to come on an adventure with her. They were pretending that they were great explorers in an unfamiliar land, as their grandfather had been. Isabel wanted to be as far away from the town as possible, but Felipe was lagging behind. Come on, she called out, turning around. Felipe had stopped walking and was staring into the distance. Isabel followed his gaze out to the water and her eyes widened. She had never seen so many ships in her life. We should go home, Felipe said, his voice shaking. Isabel wanted to stay and see what would happen, but she knew Felipe was right. She grabbed his hand and ran. When Isabel and Felipe reached their small wooden house, they found Abuelo outside. He crouched in the narrow strip of shade beneath a palm tree and drew a knife across a stone to sharpen the blade. Okay, so look at that text again. And I want you to help me find some clues, some details that give us an idea about the feeling or the mood of the setting. What do you see?
What I see is that the emotions are starting to come out, like when they say, like that she hasn't seen so many boats in her life before.
Okay.
I think that setting is creating a like happiness and excited.
Okay, so maybe she's excited. Okay, so let's come up with an idea. So right now we know that their eyes widened when they saw the ships. His voice was shaking. It was really hot, but it was nice outside. You mentioned, Melanie, that it seemed like maybe they were excited. So right now,
Yeah, what they were doing mostly was that they were feeling excited, and that yeah, go ahead.
okay, so right now the setting seems exciting, but we might change that. Okay, we don't know what's happening. We're just because you said that their eyes widen and they're shaking, and maybe that's due to excitement. So what we're going to do now is each of you have 2 pages. Okay, so look, this one says Melanie page 1, Melanie page 2. So you're going to find your page. Okay, and you're going to begin to read. You're going to highlight any clues or any details that give you an idea about the feeling or the mood of the setting. So go ahead and go to your page.
On my page, on my 2
Okay,
pages.
and once you're on your page, you can start reading and start highlighting. Okay, Roberto, do you want to go ahead and read out loud to me? Everybody else, you can just sort of turn the volume down a little bit. Roberto,
Yeah.
go ahead and read, sweetie.
Which page do I read? Do I read the one on the top or the one on the bottom?
The Roberto page 1 where it starts off Abuelo.
Okay. Abuelo, we saw the ship. Isabel cried. Many ships. Felipe added. Abuelo's face dark end. What flag did they fly? He asked. Isabel thought for a moment. English. I thought they were heading towards the island where the watchtower stands. Abuelo stood up. Go inside, he said. Just then, Isabel's father came running down the road from the fort. Hearing the commotion, Isabel's mother came to the door. What's
Okay, go ahead and
going
stop
on?
there. Go ahead and stop there, Roberto. Okay,
Okay.
so what details kind of help you to understand the feeling or the mood of the setting of the story?
I'll say the part when the dad was rushing and
Can you read it for me?
yeah. Wait, just then Isabel's father came running down the road from the fort.
Okay, so go ahead and take your highlighter and highlight that, and then keep going to the next section.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Vanessa, go ahead and read wherever you're at right now.
Okay. I was right here. Just then, Isabel's father came running down the road from the fort. Hearing the commotion, Isabel's mother came to the door. "What's going on?" she asked. "Everyone inside," said Isabel's father. As they moved into the house, Isabel heard a loud boom in the distance. It sounded a little like thunder. "Wh- What is that? A cannon?" She wondered out loud.
Okay, go ahead and stop there. Do you see any details there that give clues about the feeling or mood of the setting?
On the one that it said it sounded like a little thundered, and she said,
Okay, good. Go ahead and highlight that detail. Okay, the rest of you guys, have you already started highlighting? Or,
I've started highlighting.
okay, great. Okay, Jonathan, coming over to you. Okay, I see your thought here. Jonathan, read to me your thought.
The part of the story that made me feel scared is when the father came so fast down the road.
So it feels like sort of a scary mood, right? A scary feeling. The story, the setting, what's going on in it right now just feels kind of scary. Good. Okay, keep reading the next section and then I'll come back to you, okay? Okay, Melanie. So Melanie, you've highlighted a lot of things. So tell me, choose something and tell me how it's a clue about the feeling or mood of the setting.
Okay. So one thing that a feeling that I noticed was about abuelito.
Mhm.
So abuelito said, abuelito's face darkened. That's when I kind of saw a feeling there when he kind of like got confused, but kind of like suspicious.
Mm.
He suspicious something. Oh, sorry. So what flag did they fly? And he asked, and then he says, Isabel thought for a moment, and then she said English, I think. So they said everybody inside, and then that kind of told me something was gonna happen. So then,
Okay, let me stop you there. So go ahead and bring up a Post-it note. Your thoughts are right on track. Go ahead and bring up a Post-it note and turn it into a thought. Okay,
okay,
so this part makes me think that, and then what does it make you think? Okay, and I'll come back to you. Okay, Roberto, I'm coming to you, bud. All right, Roberto. So okay, I see your thought. You said they heard a big thunder sound or cannon, but what feeling did that give, Roberto?
It gave a wonder. It gave like a feeling like wondering, like what was that sound?
Okay, so like, are they wondering or do you think it's more intense than that? Like, are they just wondering or do you think what else could it be? That they are what?
They're probably figuring out what the cannon or the thunder could be,
Okay,
trying to figure out what it is.
so maybe they're worried about it.
Yeah.
Okay, can you add that to your thought and then keep
Okay.
in the next section? Okay, Vanessa. So I see that you highlighted it. Great. Now let's go ahead and work on creating our thought. So what are you thinking about that? So this loud boom in the distance, it sounded a little like thunder. You highlighted that. So now what does that make you think, Vanessa?
It makes me think that they're scared.
Okay, so maybe it gives like a scary feeling. Okay, can you go ahead and write that in a Post-it note and put it next to that part?
Okay.
Okay, Jonathan, I'm coming back to you, bud. Okay, I see you've got a new section underlined. Can you read that last part to me that you highlighted?
Yes. English pirates attacking. Angi's father explained. They know that the king of Spanish often sends to
The southern part of the New World. So, okay, so you said that English pirates are attacking St. Augustine. So what kind of feeling does that give you?
a scary feeling.
Okay, so they're probably really scared. They maybe feel even like threatened. Can you add a sticky note about that, about how that creates a really scary feeling or mood?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll come back to you. Great job. Okay, Melanie. So let me read what you wrote. I think that Abuelito was scared and has a suspicious feeling that something was going to happen when they heard a loud boom. Okay. All right. So now let's keep going, Melanie. Let's go to page 2
Okay.
and start working on page 2.
Okay.
Okay, Roberto, I'm going to come back to you. Can you read it out loud, Roberto?
Okay. Felipe's eyes grew wide with fear, but Isabel felt a flicker of excitement. We're being attacked by pirates, she asked. Abuela had
Up there.
told
So
her.
did you see anything there that gave you a clue?
Yeah,
Which part?
the part that said we were being attacked by pirates.
Yeah, and even any other part there?
Eyes grew wide with fear. So that's
Hmm,
also a feeling.
definitely. Okay, go ahead and highlight that as well. All right, you guys, go ahead and head back to Zoom now and give me a thumbs up once you can see me. Okay. All right, you guys. So we are going to finish up today just with a little reminder that whenever you are reading, especially in historical fiction, you want to always be reading in a way where you're gathering the clues that give you an idea about what the feeling or mood of the setting is. The setting is really important in historical fiction because you're trying to figure out like what's going on in the story. So this is really important work that you do every time that you read historical fiction, okay? So don't forget, and we will see you again for small group soon, okay?
Okay.
Bye, you
Bye.
guys.